Welcome, world. Welcome. A late edition of the podcast, Boxing Chit. You know, Joshua here, along with Boz, holding it down where he's at. We are global with this. We cross continents, we cross oceans. How's it going over there?
Yeah, it's pretty kind of it's a pretty good day. I mean, it's not that hot or summery, but it's all right anyway.
All right, good to go. Well,
Mhm.
per use, we're here to talk about some of the great boxing action that took place. And for this one, we get to start with a fight that may have went under the radar for the casual of casual fans, but it
Mhm.
was actually on paper an excellent matchup, and the fight in itself turned out to be a pretty damn good matchup as well, as expected. We're talking Jose Pedraza versus Richard Commey. Both of these guys are former lightweight champions, I believe. Yeah, lightweight champions. I believe both are former lightweight champions. Uh,
Yeah,
and,
or yeah, I think so. Yeah, or
yeah,
actually, maybe I think Pedraza was a super featherweight.
okay, super featherweight. So yeah, he had a title when he fought Gervonta Davis. So I guess that was probably at 130, as you mentioned. Yeah, I
Yeah,
still regard that as
well,
Davis his best performance
oh
opponent for my
yeah,
liking. Some people probably would say Leo Santa Cruz, but I think Leo is okay and all, but I do think
yeah.
that Pedraza is a very skilled fighter.
Yeah,
Um,
Santa Cruz was not really at his best anymore, I would say. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They're good, so good. And these two fighters, they both had opponents in common: Ray Beltran, whom they both beat, as well as Vasily Lomachenko, who they both lost to. So
Mhm.
this was pretty much a even matchup on paper when you have a guy in Pedraza whose nickname is the Sniper, and it's a very apt nickname. He likes to box.
Yeah.
He's very tricky. He's very slick and
Mm.
tricky, and he can shoot in his punches with very good accuracy. And then you have Richard Commey, who is a Ghanaian fighter, and generally we've seen some other Ghanaian fighters who are big punchers who have come out of that area, and he is a big punching volume based fighter as well.
Yeah.
He likes to put in a lot of work, and it can wear down some opponents, and he has enough pop to stop opponents early, which he's done with a certain level of opponent. So this was a very good matchup, and it
Yeah.
ended up because it ended up being a majority draw, or yeah, majority draw. No, split draw. Sorry, it ended up being a
Yeah.
split draw.
Split
Uh,
draw.
Split draw when the cards were red. So, Boz, just thinking about all of that in this great matchup, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was a great fight, as you said. Great matchup. Probably a surprise. I mean, a few people. Oh, hey, Rodolfo, how are you?
Well, Rodolfo, shout out Rodolfo, shout out. Appreciate you coming in, buddy.
Good man, Rodolfo. So yeah, it kind of. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thanks. Yeah, it was, pretty much from the start a true fight, a true war. I thought that with Pedraza, he counter punched and boxed very cleverly, as I expected it. Kami was more like the aggressor. He went out and tried to land the big punches, and he did land quite a few also. I believe in the second round he had a pretty big second round, and he kind of hurt
Oh yeah.
Pedraza, there with us with several big shots. But Pedraza, to his credit, he stood his ground, and he came back in the third round pretty nicely. I was
Hmm.
very impressed with him. That round was pretty even, but I still gave it to Pedraza because he was so the way he came back from that. Also the second round and in the third round, also Comey started very aggressively, but Pedraza showed his worth, and you know, sh- to make it short, I scored the fight 96-94 for Pedraza, so it was 6 rounds to 4.
All
And
right.
yeah, there were a few close rounds. I thought, of course, as I said, number round 3 and 4 were kind of swing rounds, could have probably gone either way, but I just had Pedraza winning those because he was simply more impressive as he did. Also, his defense was very good. He managed to slip many punches, quite many. Also,
All right.
while Comey didn't really do that when he got attacked. But yeah, these two are very different fighters, I would say. You got Comey, who is
Yeah.
typical come forward, puncher, as you said. And Pedraza is the slick guy, defensive guy. So yeah,
Cool, cool, good stuff right there. Yeah, that's great. I scored it as well. I scored it on Fight Night Scores. Shout out Fight Night Scores.
yeah,
Keep doing your
me
thing
too.
over there. Hey, Boz as well. We both scored it on Fight Night Scores. Shout out to you. I actually came out with 96, 94 for Pedraza as well. So I think we were pretty much on the same page.
Nice.
I'm not sure round for round. I know that there was a round in there where Comey had hurt Pedraza. It was in the first half of the fight, but I thought Pedraza may
Yeah.
have had a better round up to that point. I ended up giving it to Comey, and not hurt in the sense that he was about to get knocked out or anything, but he had he landed a significant punch, a couple of them, as a matter of fact. But in the latter half of the fight, I gave all of the rounds except since this was a 10-rounder. I would say from 5 on, I gave all rounds except for the final round to Pedraza. I felt that Comey was a little bit different after that hit, but now I will say, and I don't know that it would. I don't know if it would have made a difference or changed the psyche or what. The referee didn't stop it. He only temporarily looked at it, and they said on the broadcast that the referee thought it was a punch, but it was actually a headbutt that opened the cut on Richard Comey's eye. And I felt like that was bothering him because you could see him pawing at it. And of course, the sniper started teeing off on it as well. And once he started doing that, he took all of the momentum for the most part. But I will give Comey credit in that 12th round. They told him, hey, you need to come out and give it his all. And he did in that. So I did give him that 12th round. And I think that was probably a difference as far as the judges as well.
Yeah, it was a 10th round.
Yes, 10th round. You're right. 10th round.
Yeah, we are used to talking about 12-round
Yeah,
fights.
certainly. This could have been a 12-rounder,
Yeah, that would have been really interesting. Yeah, but as I said, as you said, Comey seemed to kind of, in the last couple rounds anyway, kind of lose steam, and he got tagged quite a bit. And until then, I thought it was a very open fight. I mean, I was just waiting anxiously to see who would win it on my scorecards Sorry. I believe I had after 8 rounds, actually I had it a tie, so I gave the last 2 rounds to Pedraza. So
cool. All right, well, yeah, hey, nothing against it. It ended up being a majority draw. I don't think too many people were mad with that, or anyone was mad with that. It was a fairly even fight, and each had their moments. I will say that walking away from the fight, I think both of the fighters showed well. They're not shot worn, and they can still put it together. And they've been in some battles. Excuse me. Initially, before the fight, I had made a last minute pick. I was thinking Comey may be able to get it. I was thinking he could potentially get Pedraza out of there. They both fought probably at an even level of competition. You can give a slight edge to Pedraza when you factor in him facing Tank Davis at 130. Both of them, they're battle tested and they've been in with the best. And leaving from this fight, I think they're both still can do some things in the sport, and it'll be interesting, especially with some of these young and up and coming guys, because I think that if you're trying to do something at 140 and you're one of those young guys trying to make it to that next level, then you're going to have to go through one or two of these fighters.
Yeah, definitely. If this fight proved anything, it's that these guys are far from finished, as serious fighters. So yeah, it will be interesting to follow them both, in future. And I was very impressed with what they showed, last night.
Yes, without a doubt. So big props to those two guys. Big props to them. So going from here, we'll see what's up. But also on that card, we had a lot of good fights. And Rodolfo, he says, I'll be honest, I only watched the card for Richard Torres, F.A. Ajagba, and Jared Anderson. That's what's up, Adolfo. Those are some very good young fighters coming up, and they are must-see TV, at least at the moment. And we can talk about Jared Anderson, who made his return after, I guess, like an 8 or 9 month layoff or something of that nature, and he ended up getting a second round stoppage over Rovkanin, a guy from Montenegro.
Yeah, almost a countryman of mine. Yeah,
Yeah,
Emiliano.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So Rovkanin. So that makes me think of Zlatikanin, So
yeah, it's actually road chunning, but yeah.
Rochanin. Okay, so maybe that's a sort of last name that you see in Montenegro,
Yeah,
ending
it
in
is.
ANIN.
Yeah, it is pretty common, I would say. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this guy put up somewhat of a fight for Jared Anderson, but he just didn't have enough because Anderson, of course, is the younger, more spry fighter, and so
Yeah.
far he looks pretty darn good. He's got stoppages in all of his wins. This was a second round KO, and he's one of these heavyweights that seemingly he comes in top condition, and he's ready. He has a mean streak in him. He looks to box and he looks to knock you out when he has a chance to get you out of there. So I think this is a pretty awesome. Or he has a lot of potential. He's a good young fighter. He has a lot of potential, and even the name of Filip Hrgovic came up in the aftermath of that, which I think would be a pretty awesome fight. As a matter of fact, and it all comes down to whether Top Rank wants to make that fight now or next, as well as getting Hrgovic on board, who I'd imagine probably sees himself at a different level, having won over Zhang, and of course, title is his intention. That's the
Yeah.
intention of all of them. So it'll be interesting. But they were saying Hrgovic said he can't find anyone, or he can barely find anyone who wants to fight. So Anderson, he seems ready.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that would be a potential fight for which why not? Or I was instantly thinking how good that it would be if Anderson fought Wardley. That would be really
Oh
good.
wow, yeah, that would be a good one.
Because both guys are young, very young and starting out for real, just starting out for real, and both have the power, of course. And well, I haven't seen that much of Anderson, but I know that Worley also has speed, hand speed. So yeah,
Okay, yeah. Both of them have pretty decent. Anderson, he looks to have some pretty decent hand speed. Maybe a little bit faster than Wardley.
yeah.
I forget how tall Wardley is. So Anderson, he's 6'4", about 240.
I think Worley is 6'5", so
Okay,
just
so
an
yeah,
inch.
very
So,
very even
yeah.
matchup wise. I think that would be a good one. We'll see if that
Mm,
happens at some point down the road. I think they're probably at a similar trajectory too, as far as
mm,
where they are in their careers. So because they've been Anderson, he's been matched very well. Wardley has faced some decent, competition in some of his fights coming up there. So I think they're close for sure. So it would make for a very interesting fight.
yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Now, also on that, were you able to catch F.A. Ajagba
No, no.
or Richard Torres?
That was no, not him either. But I know Adela Jagba fought some bomb from Hungary, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't very interested
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
that?
Ajagba, yeah, he got it done. He got his guy out of there, but yeah, it wasn't anyone who was gonna be a true
I
threat.
believe that guy was even a former light heavyweight or something. That
Mm.
Darmush, what his name is, Darmush.
Yeah, Ajagba just laid it on him for the most part, put in some body work and everything, and dude didn't want any more. But
Yeah,
Ajagba, of course, he was the boogeyman there as far as the young heavyweights that coming up. But
yeah,
Frank Sanchez brought him down a tone, and I think
yeah.
that
That was
yeah,
really
he's certainly going to have to get better on the skills front because
yeah,
power is good, but if you can't deliver it, then of course it means nothing. And I think that was the problem with Frank Sanchez. The movement and everything troubled him. And
Yeah,
Ajagba, of course, probably wasn't one of these fighters who was like a young amateur that had a lot of competition or anything of that nature. So he's probably learning on the job most as far as
yeah.
most of his fights.
It was just that Sanchez from that Cuban school,
Yeah.
he's got the whole movement, the skill, all that. I mean, I enjoyed. I saw that fight recently,
Hmm.
and that was really I loved his performance by
Oh yeah.
Sanchez. It was amazing, and I believe he got hurt first early on, but then he dropped a Jagba. That
Yeah.
was that was some way to to show I'm not afraid of you just because you are bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. I remember leading into that fight, I was believing in Ajagba's power and the potential of him knocking out knocking out Sanchez. But of course, yeah, Sanchez, hey, he showed his class without a doubt, and
yeah,
did what he had to do. And Ajagba was sent back to the drawing board somewhat. But Ajagba has said he's going to be more aggressive moving forward. So we'll see how that
yeah.
works out for him.
I don't know really. Yeah, we will see, but it doesn't appear like he has a lot of. Yeah, he's not very polished or anything. Maybe he can be taught to box a little bit, but it takes a really good trainer to do it. Like with, I would say, for instance, Lennox Lewis, he didn't really know how to box early on much.
Yeah,
It was just a puncher, But then Emmanuel Stewart, he kind of made him, just a little bit better anyway at boxing. Yeah. So
yeah. You're
he became more like a boxer puncher almost. So
Yeah,
uh,
indeed. Rodolfo Rivera says, yeah, that Jogba opponent dealt no resistance. I think it was a blown up cruiserweight from what I
yeah,
saw on BoxRec.
and he had a really like 14-4 and something one or something record. Pretty,
Oh, 44
weak.
and 1?
Mm.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing a Jaguar any favors by letting him fight guys like that. I mean, I I wouldn't let my fighter fight a bum like that after he just lost his first fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he had surgery apparently too, so I don't know
Oh
the
yeah,
extent of it, but he was coming off some kind of hand surgery that had him out.
oh yeah,
That
right.
being said, he looked to be fine. So, from all indications, at least, the hand may not be an issue moving
Yeah,
forward. But
right.
yeah, I see this guy. Yeah, 14-5-3. He's 14
Yeah,
5 and 3
no.
now. Yeah,
I think lately there's been some kind of almost a revolution among heavyweights because you had three huge guys. First it was Yoka, or no, so first it was Joshua actually got
yeah.
beaten down by Usyk. Then it was Yoka who got beaten down by Martin Buckley, even though he is also a huge guy. But
Oh
all
yeah,
right,
yeah,
but also he was very highly rated Yoka, and he just got beat down. It
yeah. A
was
lot of promise for sure
yeah,
was there
and
with
now
yeah,
yeah. Then also this guy Jagba, he was really given a boxing lesson by Sanchez, and not just that, he got knocked down and clipped a lot. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Rodolfo said, "Oh, no wonder he was gone for a minute. I was wondering where FA was, but surprised he was going to be in this event." Yes, indeed. Yeah, it was a hand injury. Rodolfo
Yoka.
Rivera. Now we just have to wait for Tony Yoka to make his comeback. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with him from here, or at least how he's built up. Will he?
Yeah,
Will he
doesn't have
continue? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Maybe see if they're match. It'll be interesting to see if they match him soft or if they continue the trajectory that they were on.
I really love to still to see him fight Hergovich because they
Oh yeah.
had they fought in the Olympics and I don't know just what happened, but somebody I heard that it wasn't really a fair decision or
Mm.
something that Hergovich lost, but it was kind of controversial, fight.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, that would be a good one for sure. I remember we've talked about that in the past. Question would be is if they want to move Yoka into that type of competition that quick. And I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe Yoka would want it. Maybe Yoka would want it, but it would be a question of whether his management would want it.
yeah. I mean, he's got serious power, no doubt, but he's too slow. Doesn't have the good defense, obviously, and I yeah, I don't know about his chin, but
Yeah,
Hergovic she showed he got a good chin, now in his last fight. He
yeah.
took so many big ones and kept coming. So,
Yeah.
oh, hello to to
Hello,
Joshua's
mother.
mom.
Shout out to 86 and Boz. Happy blessed Sunday. Thank you. Happy blessed Sunday to you. Appreciate you dropping in. Excuse me. Thanks. So another heavyweight who was on this card was Richard Torres. He's an American heavyweight he was a very good amateur. He spent
Right.
a good deal of time in the amateurs. Got in a lot of good fights. Faced a lot of good competition while in the amateur. He was also stopped in the amateurs when they turned to allowing the pros to be able to fight in the amateurs as well. I forget the guy who
Mhm.
stopped him, but he's a promising heavyweight. He's about 6'2",
Yeah,
220 something, 225 maybe, or 226. I think they might have
I
said last
like
night.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
like that. I really don't like that new development on this last few years. As we
Yeah,
just got giants after giants.
yeah,
I don't like.
yeah. So, yeah, and Torres, he is very he is very aggressive. He's an aggressive fighter, and he had a heck of a knockout last night. If you haven't seen that knockout, definitely check that out. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to pull him up on this
Mm,
spot check to tell you who his opponent was. But he was
Torres,
fighting some guy who was overmatched, of course. And
Marco Antonio Canedo.
okay, yeah, and man, this knockout was brutal. And his
44 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, and his opponent ended up flat on his face and not moving. And it was a scary knockout, one of those. I even tweeted like, "Man, these boxing mismatches are crazy." Now I know that's not
Yeah.
Torres, that's not his fault, but man, this guy that they put him in there with, yeah, he was. While he may have had a number of fights on the billing, he was just not ready. And the knockout is brutal. Probably one of the most brutal we've seen this year. Probably the most brutal we've seen this year. He had the guy out, and he just fell face
Yeah.
forward on his face. It took him a while to come to his senses, and even when they stood him up and everything, and he was walking out of the ring, he still looked as though he wasn't quite in
Yeah.
his senses. But Torres, regardless, though, he looks like a pretty solid, a promising young heavyweight. It's just a matter of how they continue to build him up. And we know he can box. He has an aggressive style, but he can box for sure. So if he's able to continue to develop properly, he could make for some very good fights. And maybe somewhere down the road, I don't know, uh, Richard Torres versus Jared Anderson. But I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe they are friends, or considering they were both had amateur careers, generally around the same time. Maybe they have a pact or something that they wouldn't fight. But I don't know that for sure. But I just wonder.
I think that's kind of silly because those guys that are really top class fighters. They shouldn't have to fight so many tomato cans first, because it's so customary. It's like you gotta have like 10 wins first, and then you get a little better opponent. And, I think they should be allowed to be moved forward a little faster up. I mean,
Yeah,
move, like not having to fight like 12 bumps and two or three like mediocre guys before they get somebody that's actually good, that can beat them. So
yeah, I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm with you there for sure. But I guess there's a method to the madness as far as some have done it for a number of years. But hey, you get some of these guys coming out of the amateurs from certain regions, and they're just on the fast track immediately.
Mm,
So
yeah,
uh, those are
there are
those are
few.
those are two. to
Yeah, these Soviet, I mean, ex-Soviet guys have
yeah.
been, For instance, I didn't know that. Actually, I had missed this that guy, Murodjon Akhmadaliyev.
Yeah.
He did. He's like 8-0, but he won those two world titles
Oh
like
yeah,
this.
MJ. Yeah, he's a beast. MJ is
Sixth
legit.
fight or something. Yeah, sixth
Yeah, he
fight.
beat Danny Roman to pick up the title.
Yeah. So now, I actually didn't know that now in June he had beaten Ronnie Rios in the 12th round by a TKO. So that was a good
Yeah,
win.
he had actually he was winning that fight. He hurt his hand, but he started continuing to do his thing without
Correct.
throwing his I believe it was his right hand. So he was throwing it less and less, but he was still getting to Rios, who tried to come on late. But yeah, did Akhmadayev came out aggressive and stopped him in that 12th. It was just a great showing from Akhmadayev, and you can just see that he has that it factor when it comes to what he's doing in the sport right now at such a young age, and
Mm.
a small amount of fights. And he's already a champion, and he's taking out legit guys. So Akhmadayev has a pretty bright future as he continues on. I think the fight that it's
Yeah.
been mentioned is him taking on Stephen Fulton, which will be a
All
pretty
right.
solid fight right there. That would be a very, very
Yeah.
solid fight.
Because that would be like the crowning of the undisputed, I believe, champion. Because
Yeah,
they each have two world titles, the
yeah,
major ones,
yeah,
I
yeah. So
believe.
that would be a great fight, great little
Yeah.
style matchup as well.
hmm I would really like, of course, who wouldn't like to have two best guys in the division and the only champions fight each other.
Yeah,
That's what should have happen more often, of
I
course.
know. I mean, I know. Let's go. Let's go. We need that more and more. Why not?
Yeah.
Rodolfo Rivera says next week's card ain't that bad. You got Charles Martin versus the known journeyman Devin Vargas. I don't know Vargas, or at least I don't know him by name. Maybe I've seen him. Abner Mares comeback fight. El Rayo Valenzuela. Yeah, I remember Valenzuela. Isaac Cruz and Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. I'm guessing these are all on that card. But
Yeah.
Abner Mares, man, I'm surprised he's coming back. I don't know that it's a good thing because if you look at his eye, and I know he had a torn retina, you can just tell that there was an issue there. But I know he's been dying and itching to get back into competition. But
Yeah.
man, those eyes are no joke.
I'm just gonna put on my headphones, I figured.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. No
that's,
problem. No
yeah.
problem. But yeah, seeing Abner Mares there, yeah, it's just a question for me. I feel like Mares, he was that guy for a moment, and yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if this does him a ton of I don't know what if it does much for his legacy at this point because I'd
Mm.
assume he's just fighting off a legacy. He's had the Showtime gig, which he seems to be the permanent stay there now, and yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Mars.
Yeah, I'm just surprised he's jumping back in the mix. But they have been saying that on and off over the last few years.
Frankly, I don't like Mars because, but I'm maybe a little biased because of those unfair decisions he got. When you
Yeah,
know what happened when he fought
Joseph Abekko.
yeah, Agbeko, yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I thought that the Argentinian fight was also, a
Oh
little
yeah.
unjust.
Okay.
The decisions he got, but yeah, he's a hard working fighter, definitely, and you cannot knock him for that. So
Yeah.
he just kind of maybe profited a little bit from being, yeah, a
Yeah.
Mexican fighter, and in
Yeah.
in a
He had a.
time.
I see. He had a draw with Yanni Perez.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
Yanni
yeah,
Perez?
yeah, the
He seemed pretty
Colombian.
solid, but he only fought two times after that. He lost to Akbeko and Darchinian.
Yeah, he was pretty poor against Argentina. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rodolfo. He says, cool headphones. I have to sit closer now, but I think I look better from this.
Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Good headphones. Rodolfo also says 20 more subs. I predict this upcoming week or the start of next week that this one for that big 1K. Yes, sir. Indeed, indeed. Let's go. Hey, feel free to subscribe if you don't subscribe. but I think everyone who's probably here now subscribes.
Yeah.
Well, let's
So
continue to get it going, baby.
yeah. I was gonna mention you maybe saw that article that I posted about Lipinets saying about Jaron Ennis,
Oh
that
yeah,
that was pretty interesting.
yeah, it was certainly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. I didn't read it. I remember seeing it.
yeah. So he must have sparred with him since he's able to tell, or maybe I don't know, maybe he simply thinks has seen him fight, of course, and
And
know that.
this is Jaron Ennis, right?
Yeah, Jaron Ennis, yeah,
Yeah,
boots.
yeah. You said Jared Anderson, but I
Oh
understand
yeah,
why we were just talking about him. I was trying to
no,
go in my
Jaron
head. Yeah, I saw
Ennis,
the article, but I was trying to think, was it Anderson? But yeah, Ennis.
yeah,
But yeah,
Mr. Ennis.
hey, I think that's pretty telling. Yeah, I mean, I I can't say I disagree with him. Of course, this is just from an outside view, and for those
Yeah.
what we're referring to is Sergey Lipinets says he thinks that a fight between Jerron Boots Ennis and Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence would be a 50-50 fight. And
Hmm.
Boots, he seems to have all the tools, so I'd imagine it would be somewhere close to that. It'd be interesting what the odds would be as far as the betters, but hey, each of
Yeah.
them they have elite level skills. You can just see that when they box.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for now, Ennis looks really good. I mean, his record is really well impressive, but you never know, sorry, about these guys until they really face the best out there, in the
Yeah, that is
division.
true. That is true. He's
Mm,
passed each test thus far with flying colors, but yeah, I
yeah,
mean, as the competition continues to go up, which at this point the only competition is the up competition. So it'll be interesting to see how he looks, and that's where it's going to
yeah.
be very tricky in terms of these next sets of matchups. I don't know if Crawford versus Spence is official yet. I feel like I had seen some stuff, and then now I've seen nothing. But
Hmm.
that being said, yeah, all of those guys are going to be log jam looking for a title shot. These young guys at the same time here at 147. Not to mention if some guys from 140 come up, i.e., Josh Taylor, who vacated the IBF and F and seems to be headed towards a 147 move. So there's going to be a log
Yeah,
jam up there, but it will make for some very good, very interesting fights if some of the fights outside of Spence Crawford happen with some of these fresher faces.
yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah, Josh Taylor. I was kind of expecting him to move up to after he won, the undisputed championship. But I don't know why he stayed at 140. I
Yeah,
I don't believe that he cannot comfortably make one. I mean, fight
yeah.
at 147. And that just looks, kind of. Yeah, I don't even
Now,
know.
yeah, I've seen
But
Taylor a ton of times. I'm trying to remember. He started at 140, right?
yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Yeah,
The
Josh.
first time I watched him was against O'Hara Davis. Yeah,
Yeah. I think that was the first time I saw him too, and the
yeah, I
way
was
he
like,
handled him.
who's this? Wow,
Yeah, who is
he's
this
from
guy?
Scotland. Wow,
Yeah, that was
you
back
know,
in 2017. Yeah, I
amazing.
seen each one after that. I did catch each one after that, and yeah, he was on a heck of a run, taking
Yeah,
on some good competition.
he was like the fighter to beat. And,
I know he
yeah,
gets a lot of crap for that Catterall matchup.
yeah, that makes me kind of sick because I was always a big fan of his. But yeah, I mean, and the way he handled it wasn't really the best, maybe either. But anyway, it's hard to admit defeat for the first time. That's how it is.
Yeah, this was
That's,
in Glasgow, so that wasn't
yeah,
happening.
yeah. Or was it Edinburgh? Edinburgh. I'm sorry. I think he's
Oh
from Edinburgh, actually. Yeah.
yeah, I guess this fight was in Glasgow, the
Oh yeah, it was. All right, all right. For you.
SSE Hydro, that
Mm,
arena there. But I'm with you. I thought Catterall, hey, this was his chance, man. Many people, myself included, thought coming in he was going to be just another opponent, who was tough,
Yeah.
good, solid, skilled. But Taylor was going to be too much. But Catterall, hey, he put on the performance of his life. So that's what you want to
Yeah.
look for in a young fighter. When the competition steps up to that level,
Mm.
if they show up, that shows you what their medal is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised when I saw. I didn't really see the fight live, when it happened, but
Mm-hmm.
I read about it, and it was like, what? I mean, I couldn't believe that people
Yeah,
were saying Carroll won like at least 8 rounds. He even scored a knockdown.
yeah. And then if you look at each fighter after the contest, in the old, who would you rather be? It certainly would have been Catterall.
Yeah, and he was undefeated. I mean, so he's no joke. Of course, he was never some you know guy that just came out of nowhere and produced a big upset or almost produced. He
Yeah,
didn't get credit for it officially, but yeah, he did from everybody else, and but the judges. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, without a doubt. So this is 140. So yeah, he's moving up. So I think we're gonna get eventually Jose Cepeda versus Regis Prograis, which I think would
Oh
be a very
wow.
good fight right there.
Oh
Or at
yeah.
least it was ordered by the WBC. I'm looking now. I don't see anything saying it's official, but it was, I guess, essentially ordered.
Hmm. That's one heck of a fight. Oh yeah. I love both. I mean, I love watching both fighters,
Yeah,
and yeah, just amazing bangers, and both have their share of quality wins also. So it's gonna
yeah,
be great fight, I believe.
yeah. So since that Taylor loss in what was a good fight, Regis has fought 3 times. So once in 2020, once in 2021, and once this year he beat Tyrone McKenna. I was able to catch that fight. Pretty
Mm.
solid. I caught it. It was in the midst of the contest already, but McKenna was a tall. He's a tall 140 pounder. I just remember that. I had seen him before, but yeah, Regis was able to get him out of there. And then prior to that, it was that Ivan Red Catch fight or
Yeah,
whatever, which was a horrible look for Red Catch. But
yeah, but he was always over a hype job.
yeah, he's a Ukrainian fighter, so
Yeah,
they get a
just
lot of good work in over there. But no, the way
yeah,
he
but
went about that one was very
he's one of those weak ones,
yeah.
black sheep. Like what's his name? Kitrov. Yeah, he's not
Oh
that
yeah.
good.
But yeah, it was a bad look for him. He hasn't fought
Yeah.
since then, understandably.
Mm. But
Rodolfo
yeah.
Rivera. He says wait so Josh Taylor is moving up to 147 after he got stripped by two sanctioned bodies. He said, you know what, I'm out. Yeah, I believe he's gonna move up there. He vacated this IBF championship here like last week or something like that. So he did that on
Mm.
his own. I guess all indications are that he's done at 140 pounds.
It was about time, I would say. Really, shouldn't have fought Carroll. Should have moved up after Ramirez fight. So,
Oh yeah, that would have certainly been a good time as well.
yeah.
Um, yeah, he has the frame to carry the 147. I'd like to see him
Oh
get some
yeah.
fights in up there, but it'll be interesting to
I
see.
think he just had a hard time, saying goodbye to all the belts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Simply, he just
Mhm.
feels too good holding all the
Like
four
I
belts.
just got all of them.
Yeah, can't just give them all away. But he should have done that. But
Yeah,
so
that tends to happen. Bernard Hopkins was the type who could hold on to him for a long period,
yeah.
but even he couldn't eventually.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I would rather fight, some unknowns if I have to just to hold to get
Hmm.
to keep the belts.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. Uh, Rodolfo, LOL, I just got all of them.
Yeah,
That
that's
is,
like,
that's a story of it. You get all the belts, and then your next fight, you're vacating
but
or something like that.
it's the ego. He thinks, so what can happen? I cannot lose to a guy like Carroll. Who is he? I bet
Yeah.
that's what it was going on in his head.
Mhm.
So just
Yeah.
one more fight, and then I'll I'll go up to
Yep. In the one belt days, of course, you would certainly have your opponents lined up more in a more direct fashion as opposed to sanctioning
yeah.
bodies ordering a fighter here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the ego that gets to you. You know, you must never underestimate your opponent. I remember Nigel Benn. I was watching the first time he fought Chris Eubank. He was like, "Oh, he's all hype. You know, I can't wait to give him a good hiding. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
beating. You know." And he was like, "Who's he?" You know. But then what happens? He got stopped even in the end because he also did not train enough, I believe, before that fight.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was just going to knock him out in the third round or something.
So,
he's a nobody, you know.
mhm. Interesting stuff. Yeah, that happens. Underestimate. Hey, it can be. Yeah, it can be a bad thing for you.
Oh yeah.
Now, as far as upcoming fights, well, we're 40 minutes in. We can start to wrap this up here at some point.
Pretty
But
good.
yeah,
Doing pretty well too. Also.
yeah. As far as upcoming fights, Liam Smith is going to be making a return here on September 3rd in
Oh.
the super welterweight clash in Liverpool, taking
Mhm.
on Mwakinyo.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's
Insane or
Mwakinyo.
something. Yeah, I think so too.
Liam
He's
Smith has
like
been on a solid run.
my favorite Smith almost because yeah,
Yeah.
Hassan Mwakinyo. That's right. He's from Tanzania.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Mm.
cool. So yeah, Smith has been on a pretty solid run. So I expect him to show up and show out. But you
Mm.
never know with some of these other guys coming from like Africa and other countries or
Yeah,
continents,
he's
the
been
other countries in Africa.
doing well after the Kurbanov loss. Smith seems like he's also learned. He keeps evolving, I would say. Uh, but you know, of course, in terms of talent, you can just go, you know, to a certain, you know,
Yeah,
you. I mean, if you don't have enough talent, and it's just there's a limit to how far you can go. You know.
yeah. Certainly. We also get the return of Miss GB,
Yeah.
Natasha Jonas. I like
Just
Natasha Jonas.
yeah. Just before we forget, we didn't finish the last time, so we might as well mention the last week's the
Oh
other
yeah,
fights. You know, but I don't know if we talked about Callum
oh
Smith's
yeah.
fight.
We didn't. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right. We didn't. Callum Smith and his performance over the
yeah.
French fighter.
Border Leak
Over
sounds like a soap or something,
Yeah,
or
he,
a
he put up a
cosmetic.
fight.
Yeah, he was pretty impressive at for a while anyway, until he got hit with the right punches.
Certainly, yeah, I would definitely give him that. He did put up a fight because I think, yeah, we only talked about yeah, Anthony Joshua versus Usyk. Now
Yeah,
we missed KSI versus Scott.
yeah. Well, we didn't miss much there.
KSI versus Scott.
KSI, what's that?
I'm seeing
So,
here that Marat Gassiev was able to pull off a first round stoppage over a fighter with the last name Welch from America.
oh yeah, he was fighting some unknown also. I know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Murat, he's a solid fighter still, but you know, I think Usyk fight exposed him as technically limited, of course.
yeah.
But you know, as a in a brawl, he against Dorticos, wow, that was some
Oh
stoppage.
yeah. Uniel Dortico.
Yeah,
Shout out Hyphy. Hey,
I
says late to the
feel.
party. Big ups to everyone. Appreciate you coming through, Hyphy.
What's
Good
up?
to see you. Good to see you for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
so yeah,
and Rodolfo says, "LOL. Did you guys actually watch that KSI card?"
not me. No.
No, of course not. Come on, Rodolfo. That was pay per view too. Like,
Yeah, that's what I heard. Wow, I was like, "What? Really? Come
like
on."
no, like come on. But a lot of people were there. I was telling Boz, yeah, I saw a little interview on YouTube, the KSI interview, and there were a lot of people there at O2 Arena. At first, I thought it was like some fake crowd. They were just doing a wide angle just with some fake background, but hey, they were actually there. So I guess he puts butts in seats.
Didn't he fight two guys that night?
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. I think that is what it was. I thought I saw something alluding to that. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I remember. I thought he was supposed to be fighting this guy named Swarms, but I did see Scott,
swarms.
and I'm guessing that's a different person. So,
The guy who swarms you.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's two guys. So, oh yeah, it is. So he fought someone named Pineda, and then that person
thinks
Scott.
thinks he's George Foreman. I believe he like fought four guys at one night or
Yeah, I
something.
remember seeing that. Big George.
Yeah, and now he's in trouble. That
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
uh,
that is right. There's some allegations that have been placed upon
really bad ones.
George Foreman dating back to the '70s that involve
Hmm.
him and some younger girls. So
Yeah, there was really some nasty shit that she brings out now. I don't know why now. Why not 20, 30 years ago? So
yeah,
that's kind of suspicious. But yeah, you never know.
yeah. I
Of
mean,
course,
yeah. I mean, I guess there's still like
he was a
you have to still
pretty
have time. I guess.
he was a pretty wild guy back then. Big George. He was
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'd imagine he was for sure. I'd imagine he was.
he did.
Florian Marcu returned as well. I was going
Oh
to mention.
yeah,
I
the
like Florian Marcu.
Albanian.
I didn't see the fight, but
Hmm.
apparently it was on YouTube.
Hmm.
I'm gonna check it out if that's the
I
case.
think
Then,
he is from Albania, right? He's not
yeah,
from. Yeah.
yeah. The fight went down in Albania.
Oh yeah, right. Florian Marku.
Florian. I knew this guy up here. He boxes. He's from Albania. His name is Gintz Plana.
Well, you know what's funny? They have quite a lot of boxers, but none of them have really made it so far as pros.
No,
So maybe he can become the first one. Who knows?
yeah, Plana fought his last fight. He fought this dude Pacheco. I think his name's Diego Pacheco. He's like 6'4", and he's 160
Well, Plana,
pounder or
yeah.
168 pounder, one of them. And
There's
Plana,
also one guy who I believe he sparred with Hergovich, a really big heavyweight,
mm,
but his name is Agron Smakici. He's like
Albanian
6 foot.
heavyweight.
What?
He's an
Yeah, yeah.
Albanian heavyweight.
I think he lives in Croatia, but he's like maybe from Albania or from Kosovo. I'm not sure. But,
Cool, cool. I
yeah,
always find myself uh, referring to Herkovich being from Poland, but
yeah,
I catch it. I catch it at times, but I get
yeah. That's I saw that. I corrected you.
yeah,
Yeah,
Croatia.
from Croatia, but that's the thing. Not everybody knows about Croatia. I mean, pretty much everyone knows about
I know
Poland.
Mirko Krokop, who was this MMA guy. I guess he's
Yeah,
a beast.
he's the guy that pretty much put Croatia on the
Yeah,
map.
he might have been a kickboxer as well. But yeah,
Yeah, he was
okay.
K1. Mm,
Cool.
really
Yeah,
good.
old Mirko Krokop. Yeah, he was a
Mirko.
beast without a doubt.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a good guy. I mean, yeah, I can say that. I watched a lot of interviews. He's pretty humble guy.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I would
So,
say so too.
yeah,
Um, oh yeah, going back to that card, that Anthony Joshua Usyk, Caleb Smith. We mentioned. I will say that Caleb Smith, he looks good. This is the Caleb Smith that I
yeah.
expected to see versus Canelo, but excuse me, but maybe the weight was a bit much. No excuse, but it just was a lethargic performance from him, and he didn't
Yeah.
do anything, which I thought wasn't a good
Hmm.
look. And a lot of people were writing Caleb Smith off and calling him a bum. I saw a lot of that. I felt like they must not have seen him before.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Some people are
Yeah,
really hard to
crazy.
please. Some fight fans. The stuff they say,
Like, come
like,
on, man.
yeah, it's amazing how many were like, oh, Sean got robbed. Hergovich didn't win that fight. He should have lost. Just
Yeah,
because he took some big shots.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think honestly anybody can give anybody series can give Zhang more than 4 rounds in that fight, or maybe 5, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even that would be a stretch.
Yeah, I was scoring towards the tail end. I mean, towards the beginning. I think by the time I got to the seventh, I might have had Zhang up, but I didn't catch
So
the rest
yeah,
of it though. Well,
that
I caught
means
the
you
rest of it.
gave
I
it
didn't
4 rounds.
Yeah, I didn't catch the rest of it though. Oh, I caught the rest of it, but I didn't score the rest of it
Yeah,
because I was looking on my laptop here and I was on the computer at the same time. But I'd say that for sure, Herkovich closed it looking
yeah,
like the winner.
yeah.
Zane was about spent in that 12th round. Surprised he stayed
He's
up actually.
that weight, and being 39, it just
Yeah,
was too much for him, and he has never gone past 6 rounds or something. I think
yeah.
7, maybe. I don't know.
But it turned
So
out to be a good fight. That was the fight I was most looking forward to because I thought it was an interesting style clash when you take
yeah,
all their attributes and then the age factor and all that, and it turned out to deliver.
mm.
It shocked everyone by going 12 rounds because I think many, myself included, thought it would
Yeah,
end earlier than that.
yeah. Who would have
I know.
expected that? But the main factor why it went 12 was the chin of Zhang, or chin of both guys, but also the way that Zhang took all those punches
Yeah,
very well, very well,
yeah.
surprisingly well. Yeah,
Rodolfo said, "Yeah, KSI the biggest YouTuber on this side of Earth. They caused a frenzy over him. Cool."
I just hope he's not a flat earther. Also, that would be too much.
Oh yeah, that would be a trip. Hey,
Yeah,
Badu Jack, he returned. He took
yeah,
on this guy Popeye Rivera. I just know his name, Popeye the Sailor Man Rivera, and
Rivera, yeah,
he had some
Richard or
work.
something. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
he was coming up from. I guess he might have started at light heavyweight, but Jack isn't like a
Yeah,
huge cruiserweight. I mean,
no,
Jack
he's
started low as well.
6'1". He
So
started
I don't
around.
think the size was that big of a difference
Hmm,
because Jack he's 38 now, and he's
yeah,
coming up from. I
almost
mean,
39. Hmm.
yeah, and he fought at like 60. He previously fought at 160
68.
or 168. Yeah, I can't remember where he started out at, but
I don't know.
Rivera.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the bigger fighter, but to me, Rivera looked bigger than him.
Yeah, I was surprised how many times Rivera caught him clean, especially those uppercuts. He really
Yeah,
had good uppercuts. Just clipping, and Badu is a tough guy. He showed that, and he closed strong. I'm not sure if he really deserved that decision, but I thought it was very close anyway. And yeah, I mean, he was good at countering,
yeah,
counter punching, but Rivera was the aggressor more often. So you know,
yeah,
it's kind of hard. It depends what you prefer. So if you prefer aggression, then Rivera won for
yeah,
you. If not, then
yeah. I thought the cleaner stuff was certainly Badu Jack.
Mm,
Rivera, yeah, he was winging some stuff. He was landing
yeah,
some stuff, but he was winging a lot of stuff. I'd like to
yeah,
see him in with some. I'd like to see him again, with some other fighters. This was my first time seeing him, and he looks like he'll make for some pretty exciting fights, depending on where he competes at. Uh,
you mean Rivera or Jack?
Rivera,
Rivera,
Rivera.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
even in this
fight.
effort, yeah, I felt Jack was a bit more polished, and so I
Yeah,
wasn't I was fine with Jack winning at least from how I saw it. I thought a lot of the cleaner stuff did come from Jack, and what I
yeah,
was saying was Rivera. Yeah, he was winging a lot of stuff. He seems like he can be pretty exciting, matched up
mm,
with different fighters. I'd like to see him again in there with someone else, depending on what weight he fights up or
yeah,
fights at if he goes back down to light heavyweight or whatever. But I think I'd like to see him again and see how he does with some other guys.
yeah. He's got the heart definitely, and the
Yeah,
that warrior mentality, and just throws nonstop. And yeah, that's. I mean, everybody likes those type of fighters, so he will probably get another bigger fight soon enough. I think.
yeah, yeah. And Hyphy says, no excuses. Philip wasn't given the best chance to win. He didn't leave for Saudi until the Sunday before the fight, and they had a huge glove dispute. Oh, yeah, I didn't know about that. But I do remember talking to my girlfriend about,
All right.
I was joking around. I was saying, I said, hey, we're about to take a flight to Saudi to catch this competition. It's like, no, we would have needed to have left a couple of days ago. And then I just randomly brought up, yeah, the fighters, they usually get there pretty early or whatever. I do think that jet lag and all of that stuff kind of plays into it and getting acclimated to some places,
You know,
especially if you go there at short notice for
yeah,
sure. But yeah, I didn't know that right there, Hyphy. Definitely.
maybe Hearn screwed him because Babic is promoted by Hearn. I know that Babic and Hrgovic are really not fond of each other, so who
Oh yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Yeah,
They
they were
need to make that
because
fight happen.
yeah they were used to be. Hrgovic was also trained by the same guy that trains Babic, so he left. Then there was some kind of beef and stuff. So who
Cool.
knows? Maybe Jurgovic was. Maybe that's why those punches had so little effect, on Jean
Yeah.
because his gloves weren't feeling right on his hands. Who knows?
Oh
Because
yeah,
he
yeah, without a doubt.
he can punch everybody. He has shown that clearly before Jurgovic. So yeah, it
So
was.
cool. So Hyphy says best fight from last weekend was a slept-on fight between Adolfo Delgado versus Omar Aguilar.
Never
Aguilar,
heard.
I mean.
Never
I
heard
feel
of
like did I see that? Let me see. Delgado versus Aguilar, because that seems
Lindolf.
familiar to me.
That's an interesting name. Never
Or is
heard
this
of it.
on Pro Box Fight or Pro Box TV? Maybe, maybe not.
Rindolfo Delgado. Wow.
Because I feel like I had. Did I see this?
Or not, she's a
No, it was
super
on Top Rank
lightweight.
ESPN telecast. I'm wondering if I saw it. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it.
Both guys were undefeated. That's nice. So now, yeah, it was 140 pounds.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Rodolfo says he's, yeah, heading to San
Oh yeah, I
Francisco.
didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see that fight. Thanks, Hyphy. I'm gonna check that out. I didn't see it because yeah, I started out watching that other card that was on that was a PBC card, and I wasn't thinking. I remember I was watching the Omar Figueroa fight at first, and I was just like, "What am I doing?" Then I remembered the Navarrete fight
Yeah.
was on, and then switched to that. So yeah, I need to go check that card back out for sure.
Mm. It was so.
Salute, Rodolfo. San Francisco.
See you, man. Have a nice time. I believe he's going to spend to a lunch or something with his family. He said earlier, dinner, whatever.
Lindolfo. That might be your cousin, Rodolfo.
Yeah, Lindolf. I never heard it either. That's why I said it was an interesting name, but I like it, Lindolf. Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try and check that out because yeah, I didn't see the beginning of that card. Um, and then yeah, that was we had some good boxing that weekend. I didn't see Andrew Tabiti, but apparently he got a
Oh
win
yeah,
at
that's right.
heavyweight, which is
Yeah, I'm not sure how wise it is. He is not a big heavyweight for sure.
no, he's not. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I wonder how he does.
Yeah,
Um,
32 already.
yeah.
The cards are stacked against him, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he can ever, especially not win a title at heavyweight. But I mean, maybe he gets to fight somebody that's better. But
Yeah, yeah, I don't see it either. Rodolfo says I've heard of Adolfo, but not
you,
Lindolfo.
Adolfo, yeah,
um, yeah, of course, Figueroa versus Lipinets that took place. That was
yeah,
I expected Lipinets to win.
the samurai.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I just didn't know Figueroa. He seemed to be in very good spirits, but I just think the time has passed a good bit on his style of fighting and him being
yeah.
able to be a true threat now at
Hmm.
140, 147, wherever he's fighting at. So 140.
It's his brother that has the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brandon. Yeah, he brings it, and yeah, he has that juice. So he's the new Figueroa. He's the new Figueroa representing the family in boxing, of course.
The new Figueroa in town.
Then Puello versus Ahmedab. This was a fight that I caught some of this, and there was a lot of back and forth. Puello ended up winning.
All
This was
right.
for a super lightweight title. I can't remember their first name, but Puello looks to be from, it might be Panama. Panama flag. I think it's
Mhm.
Panama or the Dominican flag.
Right.
No, it wasn't Panama, so I think it's Dominican. Yeah, Puello is
Mm.
from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
Republic.
there's been more and more fighters coming from there in the last recent years. And I know before it wasn't so common to see a Dominican, like in the 90s or something.
Yeah.
It was more baseball, baseball players.
Oh
From
yeah.
yeah,
Hey, and they still have yeah, a lot of top level baseball players doing their thing.
yeah. I actually didn't know. I found out yesterday while doing a thread on Daniel Ponce de Leon that there is actually a baseball player with that same name, exact
Oh
same
yeah.
name. So that
Ponce
was
de Leon.
yeah,
You know, I think it's between Daniel Ponce de Leon uh, and Anthony DeMarco and Antonio DeMarco. I think those are two. One of those is the best win that Broner has in his career. You know, he was supposed to
yeah.
fight Figueroa. It's
And I
crazy
know
thinking
that.
about it, right?
Yeah, and I know that the Leon fight that was kind of controversial. That victory for
Yeah,
Roner, if I remember correctly. I didn't see it, so I can't say.
yeah.
Mm.
I remember. Yeah, I remember seeing it. I don't remember the particulars of it, but when you look back, that was his best win. One of those two
Yeah,
fights.
he was like kind of new back then, right?
Yeah, yeah, he
It was
was.
like 2011 or something.
Rodolfo says, wasn't Puello Josh Taylor's WBA Mandy? I don't know. I'm sure. I'm not sure. Let me see. What's this? This was
Well,
super
sounds.
lightweight. So yeah, I guess he could have been.
Mm,
He might have been for sure.
Rosario.
I like
Hmm.
that guy Rosario. I like that Rosario guy. 154 became the Lenio 154 champ, but he's from the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
Rosario.
Hasten. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
Hasten.
Jason. Yeah, Jason Rosario. Oh, yeah.
Banana.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
beat Williams. J. Rock Williams.
Yeah, that was a pretty well. It was an upset.
Yeah, it was considered one. Banana is his nickname, right?
Yeah, banana.
I remember we
And
talked about him in the past.
then he gets annihilated pretty much by Jermel.
Yeah. He definitely he stopped him in there. Brandon
Yeah.
Lee, he also fought. So yeah, I was at
Yeah.
a I remember, yeah, I was at a soccer game during this, so I was watching it on my phone a little bit. Brandon
Shame on
Lee,
you.
yo, Brandon Lee, he fought a guy by
Yeah,
the
I
name of
know
Pedraza.
it went the distance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he got dropped in the third round, so I didn't catch the first three
Wow.
rounds. So I came in; it was probably in the fourth or fifth, and Brandon Lee was winning, and they were talking about him getting dropped in the third round, but he won every round outside of
Mm,
that third. I still haven't seen it, so I don't know how it went down, but
yeah,
or at
he's
least
a
I haven't seen the knockdown. I need to go back and watch the fight in its entirety. I would say. Uh,
he's a pretty exciting also fighter. I mean, yeah.
yeah, he was a short-lived lineal champion. Jamel took it away from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosario. Feel like I haven't heard from Rosario since then either. Has he fought?
No, I don't think I have either.
He's a solid fighter, but you know,
Yeah, he was like a family guy from what I remember in that pre-fight
yeah,
like 24/7, you
because
know.
it's Jason with an E,
Hmm.
Jaison.
Yeah, but I think over there they pronounce it Hasten, like J is.
Oh, he's actually been fighting, but it's been in the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
He lost
Right.
to Lubin in 2021. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah,
And
Ruben.
then since then, he's fought 3 times in the Dominican Republic.
Hmm.
So I guess he's waiting on that call. He's 27, so hey, he's not done yet. So
All
he'll
right.
probably
Of
pop
course.
back up here sometime later down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I see now that our favorite Fundora has a fight in October
Pandora.
against, yeah, Carlos Ocampo.
Mm.
Sounds pretty good.
Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian, Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno. So Carlos Ocampo, is that the dude that fought Errol Spence?
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
He's
he's
got
fighting at
that's his only
154 now.
loss actually. Yeah, also.
Mm. Yeah, you're right. I think he's gonna get stopped.
Yeah.
Man, he's had a lot of fights since that Spence fight. That gun.
34-1.
Yeah. He's 34-1. So this was 2018.
All right, he was knocked out in one round. Yeah, by Spence.
He came
That's
into that Spence fight 22-0. So he's been putting
right.
in work.
Yeah. Yeah, and Spence, he isn't usually the guy who knocks people out in one round anyway. Not, those better kind of fighters, type fighters anyway.
Yeah. But all those fights have been in Mexico since then, up until this year. As a matter of fact, he fought in Canada in March, and he fought in the U.S. in June. So he just fought in June as well. So he's going to be taking on Sebastian Inferno, WBC interim world super welterweight title. We didn't get to see much of Ocampo when he fought Spence, so it'll be interesting to see how it does. I just think Sebastian Fundora, man, he's
Yeah,
a he's a challenge.
you should take care of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a heck of a challenge for all of them. Hyphy
Yeah.
says Brendan Lee almost got his lights put out in the third. He's switching to Ronnie Shields next week. Oh, okay, because it had been his dad, right?
Yeah,
I believe Brendan Lee had been trained by his dad, or
that
maybe
never works well in the long run anyway. In those
yeah.
kind of, yeah.
They say you tend to reach a limitation or something like that. I guess it
Yeah.
works if you're the dad type that will step back and let another trainer be the actual trainer, and
Yeah,
you kind of
that's
take the
what.
sideline approach.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only anyway successful father son boxing team I know are Calzagis.
Oh yeah,
Because Enzo was, he was such a good guy, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
was a new guy. I mean, when he started training his son, he never done any boxing. That's what I heard. So that was
yeah.
amazing.
I like what Sean Porter and his dad, the relationship that they had. I thought it was pretty
Oh
tight
yeah,
knit.
right.
But
And also
he-
Bradley, I believe. Tim,
oh yeah,
well,
yeah, him and his dad.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember his dad.
yeah.
But
A
they
former
eventually moved
Marine or
on.
something.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
eventually moved on, or he wasn't his trainer anymore. I
yeah,
remember at some point. But Porter and his dad, they remained. I know his dad, they were training out here in D.C. So Barry Hunter is out here, and they were working with him. And I know his dad kind of stepped back, let Barry Hunter
mm,
do his thing. So I think if you have that type of mentality and approach toward it, can be a benefit for sure if you're looking to make a
mm,
change direction wise or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, Ronnie Shields. So interesting.
Ronnie
Thanks,
Shields
Hype. I didn't know that.
knows his stuff. He's a veteran now, of course.
Oh yeah, he's been around the block.
Yep.
And,
Brandon Lee, yeah. He's a puncher, another puncher, I guess, that needs to be taught a few things. You
yeah.
know,
Now I will
like,
say on all the showbox cards, up until his last, I want to say 2, maybe 3 fights, but I think his last 2 fights, yeah, he was just passing every test with flying colors. But yeah, as that
yeah.
competition goes up, you got to
And
switch up
with
things.
with that name,
Yeah, yeah.
Brandon Lee, you got
Brandon
the
Lee.
the martial arts associations, martial arts
Yeah,
hero,
he's
the
friends with
dragon.
Yeah, he's friends with Boots in it, so I'd imagine they probably had done some work together, which I think is of a benefit as well.
Yeah. That's
Rodolfo
right.
says, I expect Sebastian to stop him. He's very close to a title shot. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I expect Sebastian to stop Ocampo as well.
I think probably within 6 rounds, even. Yeah.
Yeah, his punch output is crazy. I did a
Mm.
video on Sebastian Fundora on my on this YouTube page, on the 86 Boxing YouTube page, and I went back and looked at CompuBox stats, which is not necessarily the no, it's not the most accurate as far as you can take everything as 100% definitive proof, but it is a means of calculating. And yeah, it's hard to outpunch it's hard to outpunch Sebastian Fundora. In
Yeah.
the fights that have been recorded, there had only been, if I recall correctly, 2 times or maybe 1 time where someone threw more punches than him. And as far as that, I think in one fight maybe he got outpointed, and it might have been Jamonte Clark. So
Oh,
there
that
is a
was a
fight where
draw. A draw.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and there was a case that could have been made that Jamonte Clark defeated him in that fight, but outside of that, Fundora, he's pretty much ran through a lot
Yeah.
of his opponents. But he was outpointed by Sergio Garcia, who's this Spanish fighter. I had seen Sergio fight a couple of times prior to this. He was undefeated and I forget who beat him first, but Garcia outpointed him, but he couldn't pull off the win though because his accuracy, or his punch
Yeah.
accuracy was lower than Pandora's, if I recall correctly.
Mm. Well, I know Garcia also beat Ted Cheeseman.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty good win for him anyway.
Ted Cheeseman.
Cheeseman, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
Cheeseman.
him. I remember when they made Cheeseman versus Eggington. There was eggs versus cheese. There was a
Yeah,
good
eggs
little
and
play right
cheese.
there.
It's just like ham also. So he named ham.
I saw Sam Eggington beat
Make
somebody.
him normal.
I need to look up who Sam Eggington beat, because it was somebody I thought was gonna be
He beat Malinaggi, but that was a shot
no,
Malinaggi.
recently.
Oh yeah.
Sam Eggington.
Bruce, you got Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Hello.
Hey, shout
Peace,
out Bruce Gas.
peace,
That's
brother.
Priest Brothers. Shout out Peace Brother. Bruce Gas. Be sure to check him out. My guy Bruce Dang Jazz. Hey, he's putting out some good stuff, without a doubt. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. One of the best names on YouTube.
Yeah,
Bruce
kind
Gas.
got a really nice swing to it. The name.
Yeah. And it's legitly that. You get gas, you get boxing, gas, jazz, and a
Jazz.
whole bunch of other stuff. Like, it's as advertised.
Mm.
So, yeah. So I know. I see Eggington. He beat this guy, Przemysław Zisk, who was I believe he's Polish,
Yeah.
and a buddy of mine, this Finnish fighter, Tommy Silvanonen, fought Zisk over in Poland. And I think I have it on the YouTube page. And Silvanonen beat him. I mean, I scored it. I felt Silvanonen beat him, and I think some other people have commented they felt the same. But it was over in Poland. He didn't get the nod.
Oh yeah.
This was back in 2020.
They can have really very. I mean, how do you say? Biased judges and all that. Yeah, you get that in those countries. There are.
Yeah, it was a shame. I was watching.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know in France also there has been such stuff. Very bad judging. When you had Mormec, when he became a heavyweight.
Oh yeah.
So he fought. I believe it was Fresh of Candle. They said like. Mormec, it was a 10-round fight, and I think they said, I read that Mormec only won actually 3 rounds in reality, and he got that decision. So
it's a shame. It's a freaking shame. These hometown giveaways are a freaking shame.
Yeah,
Bruce, he says, salute Rodolfo. Appreciate you dropping by, Bruce. Definitely, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the stuff from last week. Of course, I think we mentioned that week prior. Yeah, it was Teofimo Lopez. I think we did touch on that. So that was the stuff from last week. Really quick, we can dive into those upcoming fights. We went through Liam Smith that card, but also one Francisco Estrada, top 10 pound for
Oh,
pound fighter. There is going to be making his return, fighting a guy by the name of Cortez, who I don't. I had to look him up. It's going to be in Mexico. But one Francisco Estrada makes his return.
he's not retarded.
Francisco
Francisco
Estrada. Let me see if I know Cortez. I
El
don't know.
Gallo, which means horse.
El Gallo. Yeah,
Mm,
he's a beast without a doubt.
yeah,
He's been doing it for a long
mean,
time.
mean machine.
Argy Cortez. So yeah, I don't think I
Argy,
know
he's got
Argy.
2 losses. This guy, not a puncher, it seems.
There you go,
Well,
Cortez fighting at a
doesn't
distance.
have many knockouts anyway. Yeah.
So he's
Sometimes,
fought all of his fights in Mexico. So this is like a Mexico showcase, essentially. So this
yes.
guy, he hasn't fought outside of Mexico. But hey, maybe it leads to another Chocolatito fight or
Yeah,
Bam
this is not.
Rodriguez, who's somewhere in the mix there, depending on where he wants to
Oh,
fight at.
yeah. This is not a title fight, so I don't know if
Oh, it's not.
Estrada still has those titles or he's
Oh, you're right. It's
vacated.
not. Interesting.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Maybe it's just one of those non-title defenses, or
Yeah,
not defenses, but just a non-title fight. They used to do that a lot back in the day. You
yeah,
don't see it as often here. I remember Canelo doing it a few years back.
stay busy fights.
Yeah. So maybe this is that. But yeah, I didn't know that he didn't have those belts because yeah, he had, he took them over Chocolatito. And I thought Chocolatito edged him in that fight, to be honest with you.
I remember you
But
said
it was
it.
super close. It was super close. So I'm not like
I
kicking and
need to
screaming about it.
find that fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we get that next, depending on how things go. But one of these networks, man, need to pick that up. Like, come on, what the heck?
Just imagine it would be how to see Estrada move up and fight Inoue. That would have been
Yeah,
epic.
that would be interesting. In a way, he's going to be fighting Paul Butler, and
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
hadn't
no,
seen the
not
fight, but
him.
yeah, I saw a highlight of Paul Butler getting knocked by Tete. Man, Tete caught him with a
Yeah,
hell of a shot.
and that was like what 2013, 14, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but man, that was a hell of a shot he got caught with.
Yeah,
So I
eighth
think
round.
that
I remember I saw that fight actually live. So
okay, cool.
yeah,
So yeah, Paul Butler's managed to hang around.
it was in Butler's hometown, Liverpool, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Tete, he's had a big punch for a while.
Oh
He's
yeah,
legit.
and very tall for that.
Yeah,
That age.
he is. So in a way, he's gonna take on Butler. Many think that Butler will come out on the losing end of that, and I think that is certainly probably gonna be the case because in a way, right now is in a Super Saiyan form. So the way he handled Nonito Donaire, he made Nonito Donaire look old in that second fight.
Well, he got
Talk
old
about
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, he's Superman modus card.
Yeah, in a way, man. Yeah, he's a beast. So yeah, you're right. Hopefully we can get like an Estrada in a way or Chocolatito in a way or something like that, depending on
I
how it works
believe
out.
you can already make the case that he's the best Japanese fighter ever already.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
can.
how good he is.
Yeah,
It's
he's been on a
scary.
hell of a run. You had guys like fighting Harada, who were pretty good, pretty solid. He's in the Hall of Fame, but yeah, I think that he's
Also, Omar Narvaez, how do you call it? That
he's
Omar Andres.
okay.
He beat him in 2 rounds only.
Oh yeah, Omar Narvaez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Argentina.
Remember Hotsimi Hasegawa?
Oh yeah,
He was pretty
yeah.
solid.
He
But yeah,
was, yeah.
but anyway, yeah, he's on a heck of a run for
Mm.
sure, and he looks in top form.
He should make the Hall of Fame when he retires. Yeah,
Oh yeah, especially continuing on this trajectory for sure.
mm,
Rodolfo says, "All I gotta say is I feel bad for Butler." We all
Yeah,
do. We all
we
do feel bad
not
for
alone.
him.
Yeah, he's been around also now for a while, so I really don't know why they are feeding him to the beast.
If you're gonna wade in those tidal waters, this is gonna have to happen.
I think it's the money, simply
Yeah,
one
yeah,
last big payday for himself.
yeah. Certainly,
Yeah,
certainly, yeah, certainly, yeah. It's gonna be a nice payday for him, and maybe a swan song.
yeah. It's like with Darren Barker against Felix Sturm. When
Oh,
he just I know I've heard that from a guy who knows all these guys from England. He said that it was just about Barker earning another big payday before his retirement. So
mm,
Eddie Hearn got him that fight.
that's what Chisora wants.
Yeah,
Chisora's a fight. Try to get the Anthony Joshua fight.
so he can get to enjoy his retirement with all the burgers he can eat.
Yeah, I think that's where he's gonna make the most money is if he can take on Anthony Joshua.
I think when people made fun about Andy Ruiz with those sneakers, when he got that deal that he gets free. I think what would
Oh,
make Chisora happy is to
not
get.
going anywhere for a while.
I
Perhaps.
think Chisora would really be happy if he got to eat free at McDonald's, like as much as he wanted the rest of his life.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But he's a good guy. I mean, between Anthony Joshua and Derek Chisora, strictly as persons, I prefer Derek Chisora actually, because Joshua
Yeah,
has shown, himself now recently is very like I don't know, kind of very conceited guy, and
yeah. I like Chisora's attitude. Yeah, he's cool. He's a
yeah,
fun follow on social media.
he says stuff that one should not say sometimes, but afterward, you saw after the Usyk fight, he went over to his dressing room and gave him with those burgers, and
Oh yeah,
here
he
is
did that
one.
with Joseph Parker too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, that's
think
funny.
they're good friends, him and Parker, actually. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of that, we're gonna get Parker versus Joe Joyce. That's gonna be a fight
Yeah,
that's on tap right there.
yeah. Looking forward to it. I hope I get to see it live. I hope it's not gonna be on
Yeah,
Sky Sports.
yeah. No, yeah. That Sky Sports stuff is crazy at times.
Oh yeah, it's really ruined several evenings for me already. Hmm.
Rodolfo says I'm ready for an Inoue debut at 122, or maybe a fight with Estrada, Bam Bam, or Chocolatito at
Bam
118
bam.
would be good too. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. If we can get those, that'd be crazy. Those are
Yeah.
some great fights. Any combination of those fights, those guys fighting each other, I think would be good. If we can get all three taking on each other in some form or fashion, 6 fights, even if we get 6 fights.
Hmm. This is really we are lucky. This boxing is better now. I mean, it hasn't been so good for a long time. I mean, if you compare it 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it's a lot stronger, I would say, than it was back then.
Hmm.
A lot
Yeah.
more I mean, really good fighters.
We were routinely not getting the best matchups. It was too much
Yeah,
BS going on.
that's always gonna happen.
The Cold War between promoters and all that stuff is just a
Yeah,
shame.
yeah, those politics, those damn politics.
Yeah, it's insane. So, really quickly, Ruiz is going to be taking on Ortiz in a pay-per-view here coming
Ruiz.
up. I favor Andrew Ruiz. Nothing against Ortiz. I think he's a great boxer, good boxer,
Old.
maybe great boxer. But yeah, I just don't see him getting past this. I thought Charles Martin would beat him, and for a second there, it looked like Charles Martin was going to get him out of there,
Charles
but
Martin.
he handled
That says it all. If Charles Martin is close to beating
him.
the
Yeah,
guy who
sure.
played the role of a lone chair against Anthony Joshua.
But to his credit, he came back and he actually handled Martin.
Yeah,
He got him out of there.
he
But
did.
it should be an interesting fight. It may be the winner of this fight takes on or Deontay Wilder, or the winner of Deontay Wilder
Oh
versus
yeah,
Robert Helenius.
Big D. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are two big guys. But
Mm-hmm.
Elenius, I don't know. Elenius is really a dark horse. He's a mystery, an enigma.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gets knocked out by Gerald Washington, and I thought, all right, that's it. He's finished. He should retire. Then he goes on to knock out Kownacki twice. Wow, that
yeah.
was like,
Crazy,
what?
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They thought that was gonna be sort of a pickup or a layup for Kownacki because he's an
yeah,
all offense fighter and Helenius can be hit, but hey, it turned out to Helenius got him. He bested him twice, so
yeah.
he's
So
a better fighter.
he is. I mean, he was always a quality fighter from the start, but it's just that he was so big and slow and stiff. So he
Hmm.
against I remember against Chisora he got a very disputed decision. I saw that fight also. That was he really didn't deserve to get it, but because Chisora as a smaller guy was more nimble in that fight, simply
Hmm.
outboxed. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mhm.
And then on Saturday, September 10th, we have the women stepping up for a big time card. It's going to be Clarissa Shields
Oh
versus
really?
Savannah Marshall, as well as Michaela
Oh wow.
Mayer versus Alicia Baumgardner. So those would be some
Two
pretty good fights.
really big, the biggest women's fights right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Two.
yeah, yeah. Those are What more can you ask for? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like,
a lot
yeah,
of back and forth has gone on between Shields and Marshall over the years, with Marshall being
yeah.
the only person to beat Shields in her fighting career, I guess you can say, because it was in the amateurs back in I forget what year, but Marshall was able to edge her for a decision victory. And
Hmm.
this is her chance to get back at fate would have it. They would meet up in the
Hmm.
pros at the weight that both of them have been pretty solid and dominant at. So may the
Yeah,
best
I
woman
know.
win.
Marshall is physically the most and as a puncher, the
Hmm.
most
Yeah,
formidable opponent Clarissa Shields is facing now, has faced until then.
yeah.
Now, I mean, so that's for sure. She's also taller than Shields by like
Hmm.
2.5 inches, I think.
Yeah, that's what makes it interesting because Marshall, she does get legit stoppages. Shields, I think she
Yeah,
has probably two stoppages, but they were the referee
yeah,
stepping in TKO. Marshall,
yeah.
on the other
She
hand, she has a lot of stoppages.
Well,
Matter
yeah,
of fact,
10 of 12, actually, it says here.
yeah, so she has
She's,
legit power. Shields,
hmm.
I don't think she has power, but she's such a skilled boxer, that she can
And that's,
overwhelm fighters. And of course, if she's landing, I'm sure they're feeling it.
yeah,
But Savannah has legit power.
and that's why it's going to be very interesting, to see if Shields can prevail with just by her skills and her,
Yeah. So
warrior
yeah.
mentality.
So she has two stoppages in her 12 victories.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, that's not a lot. One
Even
of those
for a
came in her
woman
second
fighter.
fight.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
came in her second and fourth fight.
yeah, female boxers usually don't have a lot of stoppages, to be fair, but there are some that do have, a little, a little more than that, anyway. Yeah,
Yeah. So it looks like all the belts are going to be on the line. So this could make Seals, I guess, if she wins, a two-time undisputed champion, right?
yep,
Or does she just have all of them right now? No, Savannah has a belt. So yeah, Savannah has
yeah,
the WBO. Clarissa has the IBF, WBA, and WBC, I guess.
and also the other fight is for all those four belts, or
Oh
actually
yeah.
no, WBA is not there for one.
Oh
For
yeah.
some reason, between Mayer and Baumgartner.
Mm.
Hmm.
Let me look that up.
Actually, Alicia has one loss already. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it came a little bit earlier in her career. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, 2018 it was a split
yes.
decision.
To Christina Linarda to
Renata.
from Greece. That's right. That's what I
Oh, she
thought.
faced Kaylee Taylor in 2019. This Christina
Hmm.
person, she lost the decision.
All right.
But
Well,
yeah,
Michaela, she is undefeated. So, but also only 5 knockouts, so 17 wins. Yeah, not a
Oh yeah,
bunch.
yeah. The way that Baumgartner stopped Terry Harper, man, I thought that was like knockout of
Oh
the year
yeah,
contention right there. She had her out on her feet, not knowing where she was at.
yeah. I saw that pretty impressive. She also has more stoppages in less fights, 7
Hmm.
knockouts of 12. So
Yeah, so this is certainly a good matchup right here. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So they
yeah,
have some other. So it looked like this might be all. Yeah, this is an all female card. So I'm looking at the other bouts that are on there. Cool. They're holding it down.
yep.
Gonna be on ESPN Plus.
Nice, nice for those who have it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, good stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. 1.5, 1 hour, 30
One and
minutes.
a half long hours.
And Rodolfo is ready to declare himself out.
We feel you, Rodolfo. 3%. You got to get that charged up.
Yeah,
Good
take it
stuff.
easy, man.
Hey, we appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate everyone coming through. Bruce Gas,
Yeah,
my mom, Hyphy,
it's a shame that
anyone else
guy
who dropped in.
didn't. I think maybe my friend from KO Boxing, he said it last time he did watch it, but he didn't
He
post
stood us
anything.
up.
Yeah.
He stood us up.
All right.
Shout out Scrapbook
Scrapbook,
Boxing.
what's up, man?
Appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you dropping in, without a doubt. Scrapbook Boxing. Go give them a follow, everyone, if you want to look at some, if you want to get an understanding of the history of the sport. Great
Mm,
follow right there. Scrapbook Boxing. Appreciate you dropping by, my friend. Yeah, we're wrapping up here.
yep.
So yeah, but yeah, with that, of course, we'll try to come back next week, maybe. Well, I know I have something on September 4th. Maybe Boz will be here holding it down. I'll try to come in, maybe via phone or something. We could probably make
All
it
right.
happen.
Yeah, sure.
Cool,
No
cool.
problem.
Peace and
All right.
salute.
Yes. All right.
All
See
right, you
you.
all have a good one.